and want and want and want and want. The words speak on that. It said you just want and want and want, and you never satisfied. You never take the time to just sit down and say, man, I'm good. You probably don't even realize you better off than most people. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand bills have to be paid. You have to be taken care of. You do have to, because if a man or woman don't work, they will not eat. That I do understand. But it's the intent. It's the intent of your heart and what you're trying to do. Because you'll get so caught up in trying to catch up and do this and do that. You don't have a prayer life. You don't have a relationship with the Most High. You don't cherish your friendships. You don't cherish your moments. You don't cherish your memories. You don't cherish anything because you just rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. You don't take it. Breathe. 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 You know how many people, as soon as they jump up out of their bed, when you listen, do you not realize so many people, when they jump up out of their bed and they don't even realize how fast their day done went by, and they right back in their bed, it's nighttime. Your day just done went by so fast. It's because your day, it seems like it ain't enough time in the day. That is a trick of the enemy. You don't enjoy nothing because it's just a blink of an eye. It just happened. It's just gone. Your whole day ate up, and then you still feel like you ain't done nothing. Like, that's crazy. How many people feel like that? How many people in the comments say, feel like, man, I just spent the whole 12 hours in my day, laid down in your bed, got right on your phone, started strolling, and felt like you still didn't get nothing accomplished? How many? Probably all of us. Probably all of us. Because it's man, listen, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. It's scary too. It's crazy and it's scary. But look, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Cause I want to speak to you about the trauma and that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always you feel like the Most High. For one, it's a lot of people won't admit this. A lot of people don't feel like the Most High is even working for them. They feel like their prayers ain't being answered. They questioning their faith. They questioning their beliefs. They looking for any kind of trend. Listen, you looking for trends. You looking for trends to hop on and hope it work out for you. So many people have never burned sage in their life. They started burning sage because they seen so many people tell this lie and tell you that they got results from it. It's so many people who done filled their house up with crystals. If it's you, listen to me, I stand on it. If you one of them, I'm talking to you. I pray you pay attention to what I'm about to say. There's so many people who travel and look for crystals. They order crystals online. They put them all on their house. They put them all on their neck. They order beads. They order sage. They order all of these ritual stuff, and they talking to the ancestors, and then they turn around and they say it's working for them. You're the same exact person. And I'm going to tell you how I know this. Because I went to school with some of them. I grew up with some of them. Some of them family members, some of them friends. And they doing all of this trending stuff that's popping. And then they want to get online and show that they burning it and saying that they putting positivity in the earth and they getting out bad spirits and they doing all that. They ain't done none of that. You still the exact same person. And you lying. And you trying to make people believe, and get what they do. Just like they thought you had some money when you were traveling and going on these trips, and you came back and you were barely to be able to pay your bill. That's the same way they deceived you then. Just like you thought they were best friends, and the whole time she was sleeping with old homegirl, and she was sleeping with her homegirl dude. But online it looked like they besties, and then you feel like you don't have a bestie. See, they deceiving you. They making you think it's something that is really not, and that's what most people don't realize. See, that's the wolf in the sheep clothing. And then they get online, and what they do is they show that they burn and they sage, they put the smoke in the air, and then look. It looked so cool. That's what it did right there. It looked cool. They showing the smoke. It look cool. It's deception. And then they tell you they feel so much better. How you feel better? You the exact same person. You the same nasty person. You doing the same kind of gossip. You still talk about folk. You still backstabbing folk. You still in the same financial position. Tell me how that's working. When you still in the same financial position, you still at the same job that you've been complaining about. You ain't got no raise. You still talking about but you will fix your mouth and hurry up and say that the word ain't what it say it is. You'll hurry up and fix your mouth and say, oh, the word ain't this and the word ain't that, because I was praying and say the same thing about their sage. Say the same thing about them crystals. Say the same thing about yourself, because what you claiming that you doing, it ain't working for you neither. It ain't working. It ain't working for you. It ain't working for you. But listen, this is the difference between me and him. Most people don't realize that they don't have a relationship with the Most High. And see, that's what most people lack. You feel like you could just rub him like he's a genie, and you can come to him when you want to. You can come to him when you want to, when you need what you need. But when you're going through, but when everything fine and dandy, you will turn your back. But see, let me tell you something. That ain't how it works. You know what chastisement means? Chastisement. It's the same thing with your like with your kids. When your kids doing stuff they ain't got no business doing, and then they run to you and they ask you for something, you feel like they don't deserve it. You are entitled not to do what? Give it to them. So now you want, and they got to feel that. They got to understand that. That's the same thing with people, man. And then listen, you want to blame the Most High for your financial predicament, but you don't believe in good stewardship. You don't believe in saving. You don't believe in budgeting. You believe in instant gratification, and then you turn around and you want instant results in your financial situation. Do you not realize that is the definition of insanity? Do you not understand that is just crazy? And then you don't even want to take a deeper look and see that your mama was bad with money. Your daddy was bad with money. Your granny was bad with money. Your granddaddy was bad with money. Your great. Everybody was bad with money. And then you turn around and now you're bad with money, but you blaming it on the Most High when it was not passed down. See, when you go to the book, go to Judges. When you go to Judges, I think it's in chapter 5. I don't know the verse, but it talk about how the generation after started to fall. They started to crumble. They ended up in captivity because the generation before quit passing it down. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and we were just talking about different nationalities and what they do and how they pass down stuff. See, Hispanic people, they'll bring their people, teach them, raise them, groom them, show them. Because if you teach a man to fish, he'll survive for the rest of his life. But if you just listen, if you just give him a fish, you just fed him. And see, it's too many people who don't realize you only following what has been passed down to you, but then you blaming it. You get angry, you get mad, you get in your feelings, and you want to point the finger. When at some point in your life you have to realize it's three fingers pointing back at you. You are the problem. How you want some money but you don't want to save it? How you want the bag, but every time you on the verge of saving money, you going out to eat, buying expensive meals. Do you not pay attention to your receipts? Do you not pay attention to your receipts? Just keep all your receipts. Just keep your receipts. Or better yet, go look at your bank account and look at the miscellaneous money you spent in 7 days. And then backtrack and do that for a year. And then figure out who's the problem. You. That's just what it is. But look, stay on top of it. Let me get back to it. I'm really saying all this because I really want to encourage some people. You know what I'm saying? I like to when you teaching, when anybody teaching you, when they coming with instruction, it should come with grace. The teaching should come with mercy. It should come with conviction. It should come from a place of love. And then it should also give you instruction. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the instruction part, I'm going to go more so with encouragement. Because listen to me. And I only have myself to speak for. So when it comes to this right here, I take it very serious. And the reason I take it very serious is because I know where I come from. I didn't have no men to raise me. That's not no knock on my uncles. That's not no knock on my cousins. A lot of them wasn't taught. So how could they teach me? They can only give me what they was given. Same thing with the women. Same thing that I was telling my cousin yesterday. I said I can't sit down right now and recall a conversation when I had any man in my family tell me, this is how a man should carry himself. No, this is what you should do. No, I can't, and this ain't no exaggeration. I don't have no moment. I don't have a moment with my mama where I can sit down and say, I remember my mom. None. I have one or two maybe from a year ago, but growing up, I don't have none. What none of the women in my family told me, oh, this is how you treat a woman. This is how you court a woman. And I couldn't learn it from watching, because all the men I knew, guess what? They was abusive to the women, verbally and physically. You know what I'm saying? So what I saw was just what I became accustomed to. And that's what I became to a certain extent. But then them same people will turn around and call you the problem, when they the one that groomed you up in it. They the one that raised you in it. They the one that, you gave this to me. I'm a product from you. So then check this out. So by the time I started reading the word about the Messiah, Yeshua, who we know as Jesus the Christ, all honor to the Most High. By the time I started reading the word, I had to get mine straight from the King. I had to get straight from the King. And then true enough, I was around some men who was also trying to practice the same principle. The same. So in watching this, I started reading, like when you read the parable about the talents. Hey, the parable about the talents is about stewardship. He gave 1 5, 1 2, and 1 1. And when he gave him the 5, he said he went and doubled it. When he gave him the 2, he said he went and doubled it. When he gave the other one the 1, he went and buried it. Do you know how many people in your family that the Most High gave gifts and gave talents, and they went and buried it because they was afraid to use it? They wasn't confident enough to use it. They didn't want to stretch their wings, so they went and got on Section 8 and went and got on housing and got food stamps. Or if they didn't get on housing and get food stamps, they went and got a job where everybody else in the family went and got a job. And when they went and got that job, they listen to me. The only reason why they were stuck in poverty because they were scared to lose their 9 to 5. They were scared to leave a 9 to 5. You know why they were scared to leave a 9 to 5? Because the generation before them had told them, you work, you get your check, and then you wonder why y'all been living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. You wonder why your parents had to tell you all the time, I can't afford that. I can't do that right now. Listen to me. It was your parents' fault. That's whose fault it was. It was their fault. Because if they wanted to use what the Most High gave them, because the Most High ain't birthed number kings and queens. He ain't birthed number kings and queens. And everything that you got into you, listen to me, you have the ability to have dominion over this earth. And it's all in the scripture. Right in the beginning, he said he gave them dominion over the entire world. And then you wonder why you got to work for these companies. You got to work for multimillionaires and billionaires who telling you can get overtime and I'm going to give you time and a half. But you mean to tell me you don't have the mindset to start a business. You don't have a mindset. You don't want to sit down. You'll go to school for 12 years and the education really ain't worth a quarter because everything they gave you in the school, once you get out of the school, you no longer need it. You'll tell me you'll go and read books, let your parents get on to you every day for not doing your homework. You will get out of school and you will tell me you don't have the mental capacity to read and get online, get on YouTube, do some research and find out how to run a business. Come on, man. Who we talking to? Who we talking to? And these people wanted me to believe when I got out of prison, go get you a job. Listen to me. Let me tell you how tricky these folks is. When I get out of prison, I post a picture of my first job. Guess what I get? 600-700 likes. You get 600-700 likes. I'm fresh out of prison. I just went and got a job. And everybody get in the comment section and say, oh, I'm proud of you. They do the clapping hand. They tell me their hats off. I'm glad you out. You went and got a job. And what they don't realize is they being used. You being used as a deceptive tool. That's what you're doing. Because you're trying to make me feel good about being undervalued. Them folks don't value me at their job. That ain't enough to feed my family. That ain't enough to feed me. That ain't enough for me to accomplish the goals in my life. That ain't enough for me to. That ain't enough for me to walk in my purpose when I came home from prison. But you want me to get in a comfort zone, accept you want me to accept the mediocre things in life. You want me to tell myself, well, as long as I got a job and I'm getting $600-700 a week and able to pay my bills and get me a decent little car, and you want me to accept that that's it? No. You want me to accept the bare minimum? No. That's not what you gonna do to me. So when people they done did all these likes on here, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, if the enemy think I'm finna buy into that, man, you is tripping. I'm not finna buy into that. You think I sit in prison the last 2 years to sit here and study this word, figure out how to write these books, figure out how to book them all, figure out how to use social media for me to come out here to get a job and do nothing? That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. You think I'm gonna sit in my hometown and rot and die? Huh? When I say die, I don't mean physically. Do you know how many people done sit in their hometowns, sit in their church, got their shows, go to work, you got the same routine, and they dead. They dead. You ain't got no life. You ain't got no life in you. You have the life that your people painted to you that is life. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Use what's in you. Use what, listen, and I know it sound hard when I say it, listen, use what's in you. What do you like to do? When you find out what you like to do, guess how easy it is? Find out how to make money off of it. Do you know how many social media outlets it is right here? It's too many social media outlets for you to make money. Figure out how to make it. But you'd rather go to work and let them folks slave you, man. That just ain't working for me. But like I said, I'm freaking ready to get off the subject. It ain't always what it look like, but it can turn into what it look like. You know what I'm saying? It's not always, it's not what it look like. You're making it that. It's not as hard as you making it. You making it your reality. You've accepted it as your reality. You done started to cope with it as your reality. And as a man thinketh, so is he. So that's what happens. So when you start to blame and want to say it's somebody's fault, make sure you say it's yours. Make sure you say it's your fault. Because it's you. It's you. You in the situation you in because of you. At this point in life, and that ain't to downplay your trauma, what you deal with mentally, what you go through on a daily. Prioritize it, restructure your life, bring some discipline yourself. I told my sister 3 days ago, I said for the next 60 days, I said, man, all of this extra going out and going to eat, doing it, I said, it's over with. I'm chilling. I'm gonna sit in the house. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna work on my craft. I done started writing down my ideas for my skits. I've been putting my team together. Discipline. Because he said, write the vision and make it plain. And sometimes it's just that simple. You don't have no vision. You ain't wrote nothing, so you ain't got no vision. So you just get up and you doing what life calling you to do. And that's go to work and pay your bills, and that's it. Go out every now and then with your friends. I said, you know what? I'm finna get back in my study. As you notice, I haven't done story time in a long time. I said, I'm finna get back to doing my story time. If you go to my TikTok right now, I've been telling new stories. I said, let me get back to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it takes. You ain't gotta discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. Do you know how much world it is out here to see? Do you know how much world it is out here to see? Man, listen to me. I'm living my vision. You hear me? Listen to me. I receive that. Live. You got to live it. You have to live it. Because if you don't live it, you do. But I just want to encourage you real quick. I just want to encourage you and say this, man. Listen. What you going through right now, what you experiencing, you can change that. Just like that. It's a process. When I snap my fingers, I wasn't saying that tomorrow everything is going to be cool. But it's just a simple choice. It's a simple decision you can say right now. You can cut off what needs to be cut off. You can distance yourself and detach yourself from people that you need to distance yourself and detach yourself from. You can cut back on your social media. You can cut back on how much time you spend on your social media. You can cut back on how much time you spend watching TV. You can cut back on how many times you go out to eat. You could cut back and say, you know what, I'm not gonna take that vacation. You could cut back on how much money you spend on your clothes and on your shoes. Only thing you gotta do is make a simple choice and say, you know what, this is what I'm finna do. And it's the sacrifice you have to make. People don't like to make the sacrifice. They want the instant gratification, and when they see what that costs, they want instant results. And that's not how it goes. Because the instant gratification gonna layer the trauma, layer the issues, delay the blessing. It's gonna take away from your energy. It's gonna take away from your time. It's gonna take you 5 steps back. It's gonna keep knocking you down. And then by the time you trying to get up, you want instant results. It's gonna tire you out because you ain't do nothing but you done set yourself back, set yourself back, set yourself back. And now that you want them results, it's hard for you to discipline yourself and work for it. It's hard for you to discipline yourself and work for it. You know, it's just like going to the gym. People go to the gym, man, and they start feeling good. They start getting fit, and they miss 5 days of the gym. And get what? It's hard to get back in there on them weights. It's hard to get that discipline back. It's hard to make that sacrifice. It's hard to prioritize it because it's easy. Once you get it, it's hard to get it back. It's hard to get it back. But like I said, it comes with a simple choice. Making a decision, discipline yourself. Make the sacrifice. The sacrifice, listen, the sacrifice gonna make way more sense than what's making sense. Because right now it ain't making sense. Right now it's not making sense. And I'm gonna say one more thing before I go. Because it was on my heart to say it. You never know what tomorrow gonna bring. Y'all paying attention to the politics? Y'all paying attention to what's going on in the world? Like the real stuff? We never know. For some of us, you need to get in position. Because you never know. And if you ain't ready when something happens, it's a lot of us in a position right now. If another pandemic hit, you're not in a position to stand it if they don't issue out their stimulus. Hey, y'all be blessed, man. If you ain't already on my YouTube, man, go check out my YouTube, man. I'm finna sit down. I'm finna do some work real quick. I gotta do some writing, man. It's always been a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I always enjoy it, man. I always enjoy y'all. And hey, if you enjoy that word, man, listen to me. You can go get your cash out me $1, man. Okay, so boom one. If you ain't got my book yet, man, do me a favor, man. Go support me. Go support me, man. Go get you a book. Go to my website, jtb3.org. If you ain't got me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram, BAKERII. And if you ain't got me on TikTok, on YouTube, go subscribe to the YouTube. My Snapchat is JOETTT Baker. And if you didn't get to see all of this video and you just got on here, man, I'm about to upload this video on my YouTube so you can watch it all on my YouTube, man. Y'all be blessed. It's always a blessing.